leg of our journey, traveling to New Zealand, we took the long route, but it was also the most economical route. From the Galapagos Islands, we flew to Guayaquil, Ecuador, then to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, to Dallas, Texas, and then to Las Vegas. In Las Vegas, we had a layover.
I even got a chance to go to Cheer and Tumble.
We also spent some time on Fremont Street, taking in the nightlife.
From Las Vegas, we then flew to San Francisco, to Auckland, New Zealand, and then finished off in Christchurch.
After 3 plane rides from Vegas to San Francisco to Auckland, now into Christchurch, we've just arrived and picked up this new vehicle, Toyota Highlander. It's a new experience for me. Never driven on the right side of a car before, so fingers crossed everything goes well.
When we were in Christchurch, we took a walking tour of the city. This is essentially a new city. In 2011, it was devastated by an earthquake. Only 2 buildings came down, but over 50% of the buildings were deemed unsafe and had to be torn down. Because the cathedral was one of the buildings deemed unsafe, they built a new cardboard cathedral. This was supposed to be a pop-up, but has now become a real tourist attraction and an integral part of the city.
We're here at the Earthquake Memorial in Christchurch, where they recognize the 185 people that died during the earthquake in February 2011.
One of the bonuses with all these buildings having to come down is that they can create new spaces. One of them was a large park where we had a lot of fun.
There was a zip line, a spinning wheel, slides, and even trampolines. I had a lot of fun there.
This is just our first full day here, just outside of Christchurch. We're at the New Brighton Pier, and we're gonna go check this place out. There's a few surfers in the water, so we'll check on their techniques and just soak in some of the sunshine.
As everybody knows, the thing to have in Australia, New Zealand is Vegemite. So here we are, we've got our piece of bread toasted up, we've spread our Vegemite on. What's it smell like, Alice?
Cat food or like meat.
Okay, here we go.
Oh.
Very salty. Kind of maybe a bit of a beefy flavor. I don't know.
God.
I think you have to grow up with this stuff.
Oh,
It's an acquired taste, I guess.
I like
Yeah.
to go a little bite.
Oh, you barely even took a bite. Yeah, I know. That's the garbage can down there. We then continued our travels north, hooking up with the coastline, and it was very reminiscent of the Pacific Coast Highway in California.
Stopped on our trip up to Nelson today at Ohio Point on the Pacific Coast here. I don't know if you can really see behind me, but there's hundreds of these sea lions, or spur seals I think they're called, out here playing on the rock. It's just a really also nice area to kind of see the landscape along the coast. In Nelson, we visited Pick's Peanut Butter Factory. This is a little bit of a rags to riches story of a gentleman who started the peanut butter factory in 2007 in his garage, finding a demand for natural peanut butter. He has grown from first supplying the local Nelson market to now a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility. The peanut butter process is quite simple, where you take nuts, you roast them through the roaster, then it goes through a grinding process, and then ultimately being put into jars in the packaging line.
We've made it here to our place outside of Nelson, and they recommended that we come and visit this tunnel. We're not entirely sure what it's about, but we know that we have about a 2.5K hike ahead of us, and I think it's going to be pretty fun.
We have made it to the tunnel, and the tunnel, as you can see, it is an old Beltway Tunnel, and it was built in 1891.
It was very dark in the tunnel, making it a little bit creepy. At one point in the tunnel, we were actually able to faintly see both ends.
The light at the end of the tunnel.
Hey, still remember how to drive, but now we're on the other side of the road. Not too bad. A little unsettling when you see the oncoming traffic. Sometimes you think they're on the wrong side of you.
We've got this Airbnb we're staying at tonight. It's kind of like a little tiny house or a little shed. It's a 2-story, little loft, and inside we got 2 singles on the bottom and a queen-size bed on the top. But outside we have a little kitchenette here with a barbecue, a sink, and even an outdoor shower.
We have driven to the northern part of the South Island of New Zealand today, to the Abel Tasman National Park. We're hiking about 5 kilometers into a nice sandy beach. This whole coastline is known for its kind of coves and bays and beaches. So far it's been an amazing hike through kind of lush, almost tropical rainforest type atmosphere. And the weather is sunny. We're about 22 degrees today. While we hiked, we saw what we learned was called a weka, which is a flightless bird, looked a lot like a chicken.
There were lots of pretty views along the trail.
We stopped about 2.5 in at Coquille Bay to enjoy lunch and walk along the beach.
I saw this floating in the water and I thought it was an octopus, but it's a starfish.
Still moving.
Oh, I don't like that.
Abel Tasman National Park is accessible by foot, but in order to get deeper into the park, many people take the water taxi and get dropped off a number of kilometers into the park. We've made it to our destination today at Appletree Beach. Just a gorgeous beach, gold in color, and a nice soft sand and a few little shells here and there too. It's been a great little adventure.
We are loving New Zealand. It's very comfortable, very friendly, reminiscent of home in Canada. Stay tuned for next week as we travel along the West Coast.